So it's the middle of summer 2025, and I think it's time to talk about the greatest Christmas movie of all time, It's a Wonderful Life. This is Tad Fulford with Rise Up in Real Estate. What in the world does this movie have to do with real estate? Well, maybe nothing, or maybe everything. So this movie was put on the big screen in 1945 or 1946. You remember it. James Stewart was George, and there was a guardian angel named Clarence Oddbody. Donna Reed played George's wife, and this movie was about George's career falling apart, and George was going to end his life, right? He was going to take it all. His family prayed for him. The guardian angel said, oh gosh, let's show him the great things about his life that he doesn't even remember happened. What would the world look like without George? I don't know if you know this, but when that movie hit the big screen, it needed to make a certain amount of money to be profitable. It made half of that money. It was not a big hit back in the day. But as years go on, here we are nearly 100 years later. Every year, the top 100 American movies of all time come out, and that movie is in the top 10 now. It continues to climb. And I believe it continues to climb because it tells a story that we need to hear today. I want to watch the movie right now. I want you to watch the movie right now because it talks about something that you should be asking yourself every day. How would the world be different if you weren't in it? How would your life be different? How would your business or the lives around you, how would your business or your team or your brokerage be different if you weren't in it? Do you know how you affect your community? Do you know how you affect your team or your family? Have you thought about it? George had the privilege in this movie, of course, fictionally, of being able to see his life replayed. I want you to do that for a minute. I want you to sit, like I say sometimes, in quietness, and I want you to reflect. Who have you impacted? Where are the conversations or the actions or the things that you've been a part of that impacted someone that if you weren't here, if you hadn't done the thing, that life would be different? Maybe it was a child that you talked to, a person that you helped across the street, a debt that you paid. Their list could go on and on. Time that you took just to listen, time that you took to stand up for something. There are lots of those. Now, here's the cool thing. The ones that you can think of, if you really get serious, there are many, should I say it again? Many more than you can even think of. You are worth it. Your life has been a life well lived, even right to this moment. There are people and things and aspects of things around you and in this world that you don't even know about that you've had an impact on. But I want you to ask yourself a question going forward now, because you know your life has meant something. Go watch that movie. You'll feel the feeling that everybody feels, that it's just not as bad as it seems like it is. And if you wish your life away, it would have changed a whole lot of people in the trail. But going forward, here's the challenge. How is the world going to be different with you in it? How are lives going to be changed? Let's talk real estate for a minute if you want to, because I could really talk about how your family would be different if you showed up, how your marriage or your children's relationships or your civic organization or your church or your basketball team or whatever you might be involved with, your community, your political affiliation, if you really show up and you really take an interest and you really make sound critical decisions based on emotional and intellectual intelligence, make a real difference. But what about at work? What about as a real estate agent? How would the real estate climate, let's take you as a real estate agent, just a regular old agent in the world. Maybe you're a realtor, maybe you're a team member, maybe you're just a practicing agent. How would your community be different if you weren't there? It takes a real brave soul to say there are a lot of other agents. Would the world be different? Would the group of the community, the public that's being served by your actions be any more or less affected if you just poof, disappeared? Or have you learned enough about your community, plugged into enough things, built enough relationships, found a specific niche, studied your habits, worked on your skills, your communication, your influence hard enough? Have you done all those things hard enough that the community, the world, your specific community, all of the public that you have the chance to touch would be different because you disappeared? That's the challenge. What can you do from today going forward to make yourself more relevant in your community? Go interview a restaurant. Go talk to a small business owner. Pick up the phone and call a client for life. Notice I didn't call it a past client because we don't believe in past clients. We only believe in clients for life. Pick up the phone and ask some questions. How are they doing? What can you do for them? What do you know about your clients? There is a way to be relevant in this community. And as the market is transforming, as it's changing over time to a more like a longer play in real estate, it's not a quick transactional action like it has been for the last 15 years. It's turning more into a longer play, which which is ironic with the speed of AI and the speed of computers and the speed of the way we do transactions. The decision-making process, the impact that you can have takes time, longer amounts of time than it did in the past to make the decision. So you should be most plugged in to how you can impact and how is the world going to be different. So today, as you finish listening to this video, ask yourself 2 questions. Are you happy with the influence and the impact that you've made on the world in the past? And if you are, or if you're not, just realize there's more positive things there than you would ever even be able to imagine. And the second thing is, how are you going to continue that influence going forward in your family, in your organizations, in your team, as a realtor? What are you going to do to make it so that if you were to disappear, it would really, really matter? This is Tad Fulford with Rise Up in Real Estate, and I hope today's video helps you think and helps you rise up.